Everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Matt. This is Prime Analog Records, and this is a contest entry for CGC vinyl guy. That would be Christian. He always has interesting discussions, and the first rule of this contest is to actually subscribe to him, which in my mind, why wouldn't you be? He has so much knowledge about so many really cool things that I've learned so many things on over the probably 3 or 4 months I've been on YouTube looking at this stuff and being a part of the vinyl community. With that said, what he wants us to do is pick 6 albums out of our collection that came out at the same time that you were 6 years old. And I was born the same year as Christian, which is 1962. So 68 would be my number. And but before I get started with that, I want to talk about something else that really irked me. What made me mad today was that I came back to the Grove and I had ordered some Motley Crue albums, and they've just finally released them after pushing that date for more than a month and a half, maybe 2, which is aggravating. So anyway, they said they were out and all this kind of stuff. So anyway, I ordered them off of Amazon, you know, at least 2 or 3 months ago. And they've been pushing this date and all this kind of stuff. Well, anyway, I finally got them, and they came in this ridiculous huge box. Look at the size of this box here. And there was not one piece of anything to pad these things. To show you how big this box is, it's almost like they were trying to damage it, because this is the size of an album inside. There were 3 albums in there. And these things bounced around God knows how many times. Now, I'm lucky. I'm one of the lucky ones, because actually, you know, none of them were damaged, which was absolutely shocking, because I really went through and looked at corners and certain light and all this kind of stuff. I was very lucky. But on the other side of that, these people are getting very, very lackadaisical about shipping and these kind of things, because I got 2 other albums. One was Beggar's Banquet, I'm going to show in a minute, and then I had the Counting Crows album, August and Everything Else, I think is what it's called. But it's an amazing album, by the way. If you don't have it, you really need to listen. Give it a listen. Stream it, and you'll fall in love with it like I did. I mean, I had on CD and all this kind of stuff. And that's what, you know, these companies are doing, these reissues, or actually first-time issues on vinyl, and then they're not protecting their product. And I don't understand that unless it's a secondary distributor or whatever. But whatever, we need to all start sending stuff back. If it comes back damaged with a corner ding or whatever, I mean, I know everybody's up in arms about worrying that they're going to run out of these things, but we're going to have to start pushing back on them, because we're paying a lot of money for these things. This isn't like back when I was selling records, it was $6 for a record, and you were happy to get it. You know, these are going into, you know, our fine collections that we really care about. So anyway, just thought I'd make you feel at home on my channel, like I always have some kind of rant to bitch about or something. So anyway, my year for Christian is 1968, and let's get started with that. There's Beggar's Banquet. That's the one I just was telling you about. There's an alternate cover for this album, and I actually really like the alternate album cover too. I'll probably get that as a variant somewhere down the line. It looks like an invitation is what it looks like, and it's actually really cool. So, all right. So my next one, I haven't even opened this album because I've been so busy getting stuff, getting different pressings and what have you. But it's Electric Ladyland, and this is an amazing album. I've listened to it many times, but this one is still sealed. So it's time for me to break that seal and get going with that. My next one is one I complained about in August. I got this in a hall, and I was really stunned at how low this was recorded. It's a great album, don't get me wrong, but I had to use almost every bit of my processing power to actually make this sound like a rock record, because it was so soft, and the music is way into the background, and there's something wrong with the mastering of it. And this is an original press, so this is way they put this album out. Now I'm sure they've learned quite a few things since then, but anyway, that's, you know, that was in 1968, Jeff Beck, Truth. And I know it's hard to believe that, you know, these guys are this old, but it's climbing up on me too. Inagata-La-Vida, Iron Butterfly. And this is in great shape. I mean, the only thing, I've got a little bit of wear here, but the record itself, it plays almost new. It's on that beautiful Atco record label. Right. This is number, what's that, 4, 5? This is number 5, Blood, Sweat, and Tears. And I got it from somebody who had to put his name on it, which is ridiculous. Gregory. Thanks, Gregory, for damaging the album. But anyway, this actually plays really well too, and it's got spinning wheel, and what else has it got on it? It's a great album, though. This is one of those classic albums that you know these songs the moment you hear them. So, and then I have the Association Greatest Hits, and we loved this when I was growing up because I have a cousin named Wendy, and this song, the song Wendy is on this album, and it's Wendy, but we always called it Wendy. So good what do you call it? Good times back then. And just to throw this in, just for the fun of it, because I know that I know Christian really loves the Beatles. This album came out in 1968. Everybody knows this album. And original master recording. And this one actually was done on the original master tapes, no question about it. But anyway, that's my list. That's where we're I hope I sufficed and gave you all the information I could on these things. I'm not a real analyst. I can tell you what I really like and what I don't. But I mean, I'm a rock guy who understands classical music, understands jazz, and all the tributaries in between. So that's what I've always loved, and that's what I keep loving, and I'm going to keep spinning as much as I can. And I hope you do too. Try different genres. You know, everybody says that they hate country, but I guarantee I can show somebody some country that's really great. I guarantee I can show you some opera that's really great. People just haven't been exposed to this stuff. And it's too bad, because when you understand, and this is something I was talking about before about, you know, when I was growing up, we had something called music appreciation. And almost everyone that I knew was in a band. And I don't mean a rock band or whatever. They were in band. Band was a class. And you took it to start out with because it was like a gimme class. but actually you had to practice, you had to have the discipline to learn to read music and all these kind of things. And I think that's such a lost art that no one can appreciate music anymore. And that's why these, whatever this is on the radio now, is outrageous. I mean, they're not even using, they're so lazy, they're not even really using drums. I mean, they're doing all this stuff, these drum machines and everything's on a keyboard. And I mean, it's very hollow. And this is why there's a lot in this new generation, though, that are coming. And they are really into vinyl, and they're coming in and looking at what our people did in the 70s and 80s and 90s. And they're really falling in love with it all over again, which is really kind of cool. Because, you know, you can be a 60-year-old guy like me and sit there and talk to and suggest certain songs and certain bands to these up-and-comers, and give some love to them, you know, encourage them for this, because it only helps all of us. You know, it raises all boats when everybody you know, starts to understand and really love this crazy hobby that we're in. It does raise all boats, and we really need to make sure that we, you know, nurture this new group that are coming. So that's all I got to say, and hope everybody's having a great week so far. We're almost to the end of it. So anyway, have a good one.